Do you dream of a life of luxury, with lavish vacations and the latest gadgets? Have you ever wondered what it takes to become rich? We've all heard that money doesn't buy happiness, but let's face it, it certainly doesn't hurt either. With so many different theories and gimmicks out there, it can be hard to know what to believe. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when it comes to money. We're constantly bombarded with messages about the need to save, invest, and budget in order to be financially successful. But what if there was an easier way? Fortunately, there are a few simple rules that can help you become rich without having to spend excessive amounts of time worrying about your finances. We'll go over 7 of the most important rules of money that will guarantee you wealth. Rule number 1: pay yourself before anyone else. When it comes to financial success, one of the most important rules is to pay yourself before anyone else. This means setting aside money for your own savings and investments before paying off debts or covering expenses. Doing so gives you a better chance of achieving financial freedom in the future. Not only does saving first ensure that you are financially secure, but it also gives you peace of mind knowing that you have something to fall back on in case of an emergency. To make sure you stay on track with your saving goals, set up a budget that allocates a certain percentage of your income towards long-term savings each month. Automating transfers from your checking account into a savings or investment account can help ensure that this rule is followed faithfully each month. Additionally, look for ways to reduce costs and increase income so that more money can be directed towards personal investments. Paying yourself first ensures that your financial health is taken care of no matter what. It's a great way to build up an emergency fund as well as make investments towards retirement or other long-term goals. Even if you don't have much spare cash, paying yourself even small amounts will add up over time and can provide some cushion in financially uncertain times. Rule number 2: apply the less is more mentality. The less is more philosophy has been around for centuries and can be applied to a variety of areas, including managing your finances. It is no wonder then that many have found success following this approach when it comes to money and achieving financial security. If you're looking to achieve wealth and financial freedom, living by the less is more mentality can help you get there. This mindset will allow you to work smarter, not harder, and ensure that your money goes further. Learning to prioritize what matters most and live within your means can lead to a richer lifestyle both figuratively and literally. In this day and age, it's easy for us to become wrapped up in the idea of excess, constantly trying to acquire more things or feel like we need bigger paychecks in order to be content or have security. But the truth is, no amount of money can make us truly happy unless we learn how to spend it wisely. By learning how to focus on quality over quantity when it comes to purchases, as well as spending less overall on unnecessary items, we become richer in multiple ways. Having more money means being able to spend it on things that are important to you, like enjoying a vacation or buying a house. But when we spend too much money on unnecessary items, we miss out of the experience of those items. A $10,000 vacation to Italy might be a fun experience, but how much more would you enjoy it if you had spent less on the trip and used the extra money to buy some great Italian wine? While it can be fun to spend money on the things that make you happy, it is also important to remember that there are many other ways to find happiness than through spending more money. Sometimes the best experiences in life are free. Rule number 3: turn a hobby into a profitable pastime. Every day, people turn their hobbies into profitable pastimes. If you have a passion for something and the drive to succeed, it is entirely possible to make your hobby profitable. By taking the initiative and creating an income from your hobby, you can reach financial freedom and become wealthy. Take for example Bill Gates, who was passionate about computers from a young age. He set out on a mission to make software that would eventually revolutionize technology as we know it today. With hard work and dedication, he became one of the richest entrepreneurs in the world. This is just one real-life example of what can be achieved if an individual decides to take their hobby seriously and turn it into an income source with enough potential to create wealth. No matter what your passion may be, there is always an opportunity to monetize it. Turning a hobby into a profitable pastime is an attainable goal with the right resources and persistence. It takes work, but it can be far more rewarding than relying on random chance. To illustrate this point, consider the example of John Smith. John had always enjoyed woodworking as a hobby, so he decided to try selling his creations online. He acquired the necessary tools, materials, and skills needed to produce quality items in bulk. After building a strong customer base through word of mouth, he was able to quit his day job and devote himself full-time to his business. Rule number 4: follow the measure twice, cut once strategy. When it comes to managing your wealth and working towards financial freedom, the old adage measure twice, cut once is essential. This simple phrase encapsulates the idea of taking time to consider all of your decisions before making them. Being thoughtful with how you manage your finances can help ensure that you are on the right path to achieving financial freedom. By adopting this approach, you commit to taking extra caution and consideration before making a big decision that could affect your financial well-being for years or even decades ahead. A real-life example of how this works in practice is when deciding whether or not to take out a loan for a large purchase such as a new car or house. Taking the time to consider all of your options and crunching the numbers thoroughly will ensure that you don't end up with more debt than necessary in the long run. It might mean delaying your purchase until you have saved enough money, but this will pay off in the form of greater financial stability. Many people tend to make decisions based on emotions and feelings. This can be a dangerous habit when it comes to money because you may end up spending more than you should, especially if the item in question is so desirable that you feel like you absolutely must have it. To help you stay on course and avoid making unnecessary purchases, try to identify the reasons why you are so drawn to your purchase. Is it because of peer pressure? Are you feeling lonely or empty at the moment? Do you need a distraction from other issues in your life? Are you trying to fill a void in your life? If you can identify why you are so drawn to the purchase, then you may be able to avoid making it. You may even realize that what you are feeling is an emotional need rather than a physical or financial one. Rule number 5: focus solely on your own path. Wealth and financial freedom are achievable for anyone, no matter their current circumstances. A prime example of this is Robert Kiyosaki, who went from being a student with a negative net worth to becoming an internationally acclaimed entrepreneur and author of the famous Rich Dad Poor Dad series. He has become extremely successful by focusing solely on his own path rather than listening to the advice of others. Kiyosaki shared his thoughts on achieving wealth in one of his books. The more focused you become on your goals, the faster you will reach them. Don't be afraid to think differently and don't be discouraged by naysayers who don't understand why you are pursuing something different. Remember, the world has always been ruled by those who see things differently. If you want to be successful in life, you need to take risks. You need to have courage and faith in your abilities. You need to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and do something that scares you. The truth is that everyone's circumstances and goals are different, so comparing yourself to someone else or trying to copy their path won't get you anywhere. Instead, take the time to evaluate your personal situation and come up with a plan that works for you. For example, if you want to become rich in real estate investing, focus on learning as much as possible about the industry and researching properties in your area. Understand the risks involved and think about how you can reduce them through smart investments. It may take some trial and error before you start seeing results from your efforts, but stay determined and eventually success will follow. Rule number 6: don't trade time with money. We all know people who have made a lot of money, whether it was from working hard, taking risks, or just being in the right place at the right time. But is having a lot of money really important? Many people think that having wealth means having financial freedom and will make them happy, but this isn't always true. Don't trade time with money. Time is far more valuable than most people realize, as it can never be bought back, no matter how much money you have. By trading your time for more money, you are giving up the chance to do things that could bring you true fulfillment. Instead of working long hours to try and become rich quickly, focus on creating multiple streams of income over an extended period of time that will generate wealth without burning yourself out. Consider someone who works hard for long hours in order to make more money. This person may end up earning a higher income, but they will also have less free time than before due to the additional work hours taken on. They might use their extra earnings to purchase items or experiences that were previously out of reach financially, but they will still find themselves lacking in terms of leisure activities and other pursuits that rely upon free time instead of money. Wealth should not be measured by how much you can buy, rather, it should involve finding ways to become rich without sacrificing your enjoyment of life. Rule number 7: become mindful of your worth and work to enhance it. In order to build wealth, you must understand and appreciate the value of your skills and abilities. If you don't recognize what makes you valuable, then it's hard to make use of them in pursuit of financial freedom. One great real-life example is Carlos Slim Helú, who was listed by Forbes as the wealthiest man in the world in 2011. He rose from humble beginnings and leveraged his knowledge base in finance and telecommunications to create a vast fortune estimated at over $69 billion at that time. Similarly, you can use what makes you unique to gain financial success if that's something that motivates you. One way to become mindful of your worth is by evaluating yourself and your talents objectively. Identifying what makes you unique and utilizing those skill set will be key in helping you maximize potential opportunities for growth. For example, if you are great at engineering, look into ways on how to further hone those skills while exploring additional sources of income such as tutoring or freelance work. Another great way to become mindful of your worth is by studying successful people and their journey towards wealth creation. It's a great way to see what others are doing and how you can replicate their success. According to a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, people who read biographies of successful people were more likely to become successful themselves. In conclusion, if you follow the 7 rules of money and make smart decisions with your money, you'll be well on your way to becoming a millionaire. But remember, it won't happen overnight. So don't get discouraged if you don't reach financial success right away. Just keep at it and watch your bank account grow. So what are you waiting for? Get out there and start making those smart money moves today. Who knows, you may be on the road to getting rich sooner than you think. Please keep in mind that I am not a financial advisor. I will only share my opinions with you, and you should always do your own research before investing. I hope you have found some value in today's video. Thank you for watching, and until next time.